2020. We finally made it to the end of a year that seemed like it was hell. This year has completely forced everybody to look in the mirror tenfold. With an HD glasses, whatever glasses, it forced people to look at themselves. It forced people to stay with themselves. It forced people to really sit down with their inner thoughts. It forced people to even consider what is family. It stopped everything. Shit didn't matter anymore. Once all these lockdowns started happening, shit did not matter anymore at all to anybody. Only thing that mattered was family, keeping people close. All 2020. The deaths of 2020 were unprecedented. Names that we never thought would ever see death next to, we saw death next to. People's families and friends had to witness their family die from a window. Couldn't even be in their same presence with them. 2020 brought people together for the wrong reasons. 2020 struck the Black Lives Matter movement to newer heights. It put Black lives and the mistreatment of individuals of color onto the forefront of national media. Everybody was forced to see it. And if you ignored it, you're just a part of the problem. 2020 truly did have a clear vision. And the vision was to kick the fuck out of everybody's normal life and kick everybody down. Now for some people, yes, they got worked, but some people lived it like a normal life because they weren't fazed. They weren't going to live in fear, which I say kudos to them. Because 2020 was definitely a time of people living in fear and all that. 2020 challenged people's mental state. 2020 challenged, it made people really sit with their inner demons. All that time being spent alone, one can only imagine how much that weighed on somebody's mind. Everything they was working and everything they was running away from through work, everybody's job closed down for a little bit of time and they had to sit with those demons. And I only can imagine what kind of time that was because I know what kind of time it was for me when I just had to sit down for weeks, for months, till this day. Barely leave the house. 2020 all in all brought the people together and tore people apart. It made us realize just so much. The main thing it made us realize was that family is all we really have. Even if we don't have a true blood family, friends, people that are good to us, people that stick by us. 2020 was an eye-opening year. And every year is an eye-opening year for some individuals because everybody learns something new about themselves. They learn, and the whole point of years is to learn. But I think 2020 was really that pinnacle year for everyone because everybody was on the same wavelength of change. Everybody went through a change this year, and you cannot tell me different. Everyone went through dramatic change. And if they came out a new person, it's on them. "2020 just forced us to look in the mirror for so long. 2020 forced us to look in the mirror for so long until our mind really convinced us that there was something wrong with that reflection. "2020 made people, at this point, what has 2020 not done to us as people? For me, 2020, I had to atone for past. I had to atone for my past. I'll say that for 2020. I used to work a lot. Like I used to, if I wasn't at my regular job, I used to work on other things a lot, and that was on purpose, because I would never have to sit back down and think about things that I keep in the past. I didn't have to keep, sitting down and sitting in my thoughts. There was always something to do. But then as soon as that pandemic hit, and as soon as my college sat us down in that seminar that one day, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a few days before spring break. They sat us down in that seminar, and we were supposed to have a huge exam, but they canceled it. And they sat us all down. It was like COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, has touched down on your campus. You guys are to go home immediately and isolate and social distance immediately. And that's when everything started crashing down because, one, I didn't have any homework. My teachers literally told us to take weeks off from homework. My job closed down immediately. I had nothing to do. I had no place to go but my mind. All of my musical advancements and achievements were made because I would get out of school early and I'll be able to get home before my parents would. But coronavirus caused everyone to be home. So therefore I couldn't run to my music as much as I did. So music took an incredible step back. Sure, I released songs, but those were old songs that I just put on Apple streaming services or DSPs in general. So that creative process slowed up also. But then I began to write. I wrote a lot during quarantine in these times. In that time frame, I decided to write in my old composition notebook. Yes, I know I could write in my notes on my iPhone, and that would be like much more, streamlined and easier to do. But for some reason, writing in a notebook is still satisfying to me. So I began to write. I wrote poetry. I wrote everything on my mind. I wrote flaws. And that's where I totally took a deeper look into the mirror at myself. And I started seeing things. When you stare in the mirror for too long, you start seeing things. That's what was happening to me through my writing. I started seeing things. I started actually having to confront everything. I had to sit down with myself and truly look into that reflection and really, am I okay? I had to ask that question, am I okay? And the question was very easy to answer. No, of course not. But I was making my way through life, and that's how it is. And that's how that's how it is. That's how it be. That's how it be what it be. It be what it don't be. And then after that, it was just every day became more linear. Getting outside and watching the sunset was more of a necessity more than a luxury for me. Because during the summertime was also quiet for me. So watching the sunset for me was like, people would see it as corny and stuff like that, but that was like my luxury. That's how I kept the peace. And then I had to watch the sunset even more then. And fast forward to watching the sunset. One day I watched the sunset at my spot that I usually go to. It's near my college. It's a nice little big field that I could just watch the sunset at. To just, get out the house, listen, not even to nature, just listen to nothing but lo-fi music off my phone. Take out a lawn chair, just sit and watch that sunset. It was so satisfying, so peaceful to me. And then one swift decision, I forgot to go to the bathroom at the house. So I go over to a nasty, dirty field and I take a whiz. I know this is taking a complete U-turn, but just stay with me. I took a whiz. I go back to my lawn chair and I sit down. And then 2 cop cars pull up around me, surrounding me, making sure I don't go anywhere. And bro, when I tell you I was so shook, Because it's not the fact that, the cops pulled up on me. It's the fact that I'm black with twists in my hair, with sunglasses on, watching the sunset. So immediately my heart kind of sank and I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? I remember what the cop said to me at first. He was like, so what you doing out here? I'm just saying, I'm watching the sunset, sir. I just kept saying, sir. I kept it simple. I'm just watching the sunset, sir. He's like, do you go to this college? I'm like, yes, sir. Let me see your college ID. Gave him the college ID. He was like, and then the next officer just cut to the point, cut to the chase. And I was so shook until he said this. And he's like, you were taking a WAS, huh? You were taking a leak? I was like, yes, I took a leak. He's like, I was like, and I just explained, I forgot to go to the bathroom when I was home. And they took down my information and all that. And then we're just like, all right, well, be careful and enjoy your sunset. But for some reason, like, my sunset was ruined. Somebody, like, really called the cops on me. Like, really called the cops on me. So then, I'm not going to lie to you, that stopped me from going outside to watch the sunset. So therefore, I've been in the house even more. So I never came back to that spot ever since, because that was the weirdest shit that's ever happened to me. And now, fast forward, I'm back in the crib. Nothing else to do. I don't go anywhere. Then it began to really hit me how quiet my life truly is. My phone never gets a ring, never gets a buzz. I get a buzz from about one or two people in this point in time. And one of them's out of this state, so therefore can't even link with them or, get out the house with somebody. And the other one was just a genuinely good friend. But I mean, it can't all be that all bad, I still got my gaming system. I had friends to just get on the game with and just talk to and, all that type of stuff. So I had company, but it wasn't like, yo, you good? Like, that's the main conversation, like, that I needed at that time. I didn't get that conversation a whole lot. It was just quiet. 2020 was just simply quiet. 2020 made me look in the mirror and see things that weren't really there. And like I said in the previous one, worst thing I could have ever done was fall in love in 2020. And for some reason, multiple people from my past that I had relations with came back during that quiet time period of quarantine. Then I met this girl. Dope person. Dope female. Finally got me out the house. I felt revitalized, felt rejuvenated, peace transferred back into my life. Not for long, though. It was cool while it lasted. And then that just disappeared. Then we're back to being quiet. Back to the same old. And now y'all see a pattern in my year of 2020. Then I go to YouTube and Twitch consistently now. Because now I am able to, stream and, be able to just focus on content. And I can honestly say this year of 2020, for channel purposes, it was pretty decent. I mean, I put out videos, high quality videos, and I've put work into it. And progress, I see it. It's not a lot. Trust me, it's really not a lot, but I notice it. But yeah, it's progress, so I can't really be mad at it, So I made some jumps in progress this year with, streaming and all that, and being able to participate in, videos and, meet other people and meet, other content creators. So that was cool. And the rest of 2020, I might as well mention this. I met this friend group, and I can honestly say, actually, I have actually established relationships with 2 great friend groups. And I can truly say they saved my 2020's fucking ass. They really did. And I'm so internally grateful for that. Because I'm able to be myself around them and I'm not having to wear a mask all the time. I already wear a mask for my own sake and my character's sake. So the least I want to do is be able to not wear a mask in front of my friends. But for some reason, some of my friends I have to wear a mask in front of to be accepted. And I'm going to keep it a bean. I'm tired of being fucking accepted and trying to stoop down to people's levels for acceptance. And I know it's annoying. It's dragged on. I can't do it anymore. But my 2 friend groups, I think I met the one before this year, and that friendship just got even greater. And then the ones I met this year, I'm just grateful that I met them. And I'm grateful that, I can call these people my friends. And they know who they are. They know who they are. And I've already said this to them multiple times. They were there when I lost my old friend group. When I began losing them, I gained other strong friends that actually showed me what friendship was truly about in my 2020. And I know this is all over the place. I'm just really just going from thought to thought for 2020, just trying to piece everything together. And I promise this is the last video of me just reflecting and doing all this kind of stuff. But I met 2 friend groups that truly saved my 2020. And shouts out to them. Tenfold. I can actually be myself and be happy within my skin around them. And I'm eternally grateful for that. Internally. And other than that, in 2020, fast forward through the year for myself, summer had to be the most slow thing possible. See, summer was this year was slow but fast at the same fucking time. I can't get over that. It was slow but fast as hell, man. One day I look, it's March. Next thing you know, it's January and we're celebrating 2021. And it's crazy to me that it's happened like that. It's crazy. It was the most terrifying and dreadful year, and it was the slowest year, but the fastest one at the same time. In 2020, Christmas didn't even feel like Christmas to me. Thanksgiving didn't feel like Thanksgiving. Holidays didn't feel like holidays. What is it to celebrate? There's death all around outside, all around our doors, all in our face, all on social media. You go on social media, you feel like you're supposed to be living a certain way. And I feel like that's another thing that really got people this year was just the fact that they were home so much. People were on their phones more, and therefore they were on social media more. And I feel like that really fucked up people's perception of themselves. Because I know it fucked up mine. But I say all of this stuff to say, we're here. 2021 has arrived. We're not down. We're probably not the greatest of conditions right now. But if you're listening to this part of the podcast, you made it to 2021. That is the greatest flex you could ever have. Trust me when I say that. 2020 has taken so many lives. The fact that you're even breathing and listening to this The fact that you're even listening to this on an electrical device even is a blessing in itself. And I say this stuff, and I say my reflections and all my vices and issues to say, be thankful for where you are at. Even though it's not the greatest of positions, I promise you, you're better than somebody else. Your situation is better than somebody else's. All that sorrow, all that heartache, all that depression that you could have went through, trust me, I've went through it tenfold. You're not alone. Trust me. I've been through so much this year. It was a mental battle, trust me. I thought college and going through going through what I went through senior year of high school was bad. This was, I got hit from so many angles. Fucking pause. And if you pause me on that, you're a piece of shit. But I got thrown obstacles from different angles, and I got hit from everywhere at once. I literally took hits and got beated and battered and destroyed. I said beated. Oh my God, grammar. I got literally destroyed 2020. So bad, man. It felt like a weight was on me when I was getting up in the morning. It was just one of those years where I was lazy. I didn't want to go outside. The world was just such a place where I was just like, why even bother getting up now and going out to this shitty world? But thank God you made it. That's the best thing that you can say right now. Making it through 2020 this year, we will definitely tell our kids this. And I promise you, honest to God, I don't know if it will be, but may 2021 be the greatest years, may it be the greatest bounce back year we've ever had. Now remember, within these new years, I always think to myself, there will be hardships. There will be times of tears. There will be times of extreme happiness, and there'll be times of extreme sadness. But instead of going into this year filled with fear, go into this year with anticipation. Go in this year with a feeling of, you know what, I'm going to attack every opportunity I have. Do not be afraid to attack opportunities. Take opportunities, take risk. When I say take risk, that doesn't mean go to a fucking New Year's party during COVID and get COVID, you stupid shit. When I say take risk, I mean take them responsibly, besides taking whole health risk, okay? But seriously, be thankful for the ones you have around you. Be thankful for the ones you can call your friend. My friends and family saved my 2020. They saved my mental state, and I wish I could repay them, and I promise you, once I get big in this world, I will. So, dear 2021, I don't know what you got in store for me or the people listening on this call. Not even call, listening to this podcast. I'm sorry, I'm a little sleepy. I hope and pray that you bring nothing but prosperity and happiness into this year for them and for myself. 2021, we have big opportunities coming our way, and I feel it. This year will be the greatest bounce back year of all time for humans as a whole. And it will be a great year for accomplishments and growing for myself. And I know 2021, I'm going to hit lows and I'm going to hit some highs. But God knows I'm going to hit more highs than I hit lows this year. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about who I call friend. And with that information alone, I will be able to take on 2021 with my head held high and my foot on these niggas' necks. Don't let anybody belittle you in 2021. If you have friend groups that put you through shit and swear they're your friend, walk away. I know it's going to be hard, but we're not accepting that all year. And I know, don't just say it. Don't just agree with me. Practice what you preach all fucking year and get everything you deserve all fucking year. This is your year. This is your moment. Every year is your year. You learn every single year, but this time I want you to really fucking put your foot on that fucking gas and chase your dreams. We're not on this earth for long. I want y'all to be responsible. Be good to people. Be generally good to people. No matter how evil they are. Be good to them. Always keep a smile on your face and be kind to them. Kill them with kindness. I promise you that karma will come right back for them if they do you wrong, even though you're giving them love. I promise you that. To everyone that's in my life currently, checking in on me, making sure I'm sane, trust me, you're staying in my life, and I'm not letting you go. Unless you let me go, and clearly, yeah. But don't do that. I'm kind of lit. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, anybody else that's not in my life right now and did be dirty and I'm letting you go, I wish you the best. And don't call my phone when you need help. Because 9 times out of 10, I probably won't be there. Not this year. But I wish you the best. And don't waver or give up. And this is to my enemies I'm talking to here. Don't waver or give up. You get what you want. You get what you deserve also. Just don't call my phone. And on that note, to the Faux Real gang, to people that listen to this podcast, cheers to a new year. And cheers to growth and prosperity all year long. I love you all. And I hope you guys have a good night. And I hope when you wake up in the morning, whatever New Year's resolution you have, whatever goals you set just now, start now. Head down, start running, and be consistent. And keep praying to God. Because with God, anything's possible. And if whatever religion you do, just continue to pray, whatever method of, religious belief you guys do. Stay consistent with your faith. And capture everything you need in 2021. Yes, 2021. We're not doing 2020 again. No, it's not second prestige. But yeah, love you all. Unknown the Faux, aka EJ, aka Captain Save-A-Ho. Out. Oh my God, here we go.